In a time shrouded by the mists of history, where legends were born from the whispers of the earth and the echoes of the ancient past still resonate with the power of untold stories,
we embark on a journey to uncover the secrets of a forgotten age, to weave the threads of myths and truths into a tapestry of tales that have shaped the very essence of a nation.
Join us as we traverse the realms of the Anglo-Saxons, where gods mingled with mortals and heroes defied the fates. This is the story of their mythology, the legacy of their beliefs, and the enduring enchantment of their world. In the misty realms of ancient history, where myth and legend blend into the dawn of time, there existed a world so rich in tales that it still whispers to us through the ages. Welcome to the enigmatic world of Anglo-Saxon mythology, where gods and heroes walked among mortals, and every tree, stone, and river had its own spirit.
That sounds like a world far removed from our own.
Indeed, Olivia. It was a time when the lines between the natural and the supernatural were blurred. Our story begins with the creation, not of the universe, but of a people's identity. The Anglo-Saxons, fierce and noble warriors, believed their lineage traced back to the gods themselves.
Gods? Were they similar to the ones we know from Greek or Norse mythology?
That's where our tale takes a twist. The Anglo-Saxon gods were unique, a blend of earlier Germanic deities and the new lands they conquered. Woden, the all-seeing, Thunir, wielder of thunder, and Tittle, the brave warrior, these were the revered figures of old.
And what about the creatures that roamed this world? Were there monsters?
Monsters, giants, and elves. Oh my! The Anglo-Saxons populated their world with beings as fascinating as they were fearsome. Dragons guarded treasures deep within the earth, and elves caused mischief among men.
I can only imagine the stories they told around the fire.
Stories that served as more than entertainment, Olivia. They were the threads that wove the fabric of their society, teaching lessons and imparting wisdom. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Our journey through Anglo-Saxon mythology has just begun. As we delve deeper into the Anglo-Saxon cosmos, we encounter a divine tapestry woven with the threads of fate and destiny. The gods didn't just reside in the heavens. They were etched into the very landscape of England.
You mean the gods were part of the earth itself?
Precisely. Take Woden, for example, the chief of the gods. His name echoes in our Wednesday, Woden's Day, a weekly tribute to his power. And then there's the enigmatic Seaxnet, a god whose very name means companion of the Saxons. He was a protector, a guardian of the people.
It's fascinating how their presence is still felt today.
Indeed, and it wasn't just the gods. The Anglo-Saxons saw the world as a web of interconnected forces. Word or fate played a crucial role in their understanding of the universe. It was believed that the Norns, akin to the fates of Greek mythology, wove the destiny of every being.
So, they believed in predestination?
In a way, yes, but it was more nuanced than that. They believed in the power of actions and choices, that while the tapestry of life was pre-woven, one could still influence their thread within it.
That's a rather empowering belief.
It is. Now, let's turn our gaze to the sacred sites where the veil between worlds was thin, where rituals and offerings bridged the gap between mortals and the divine. Now, let's turn the pages to a chapter filled with bravery and beasts. In Anglo-Saxon mythology, heroes were not just warriors. They were the embodiment of the values and virtues of their people.
Like Beowulf, right? The hero who fought the monster Grendel.
Exactly, Olivia. Beowulf's tale is one of the most celebrated epics, a saga of strength and sacrifice. But he wasn't alone. There was also Scyld Scefing, the legendary king who arrived as a child on a boat, alone and mysterious, destined to become a great ruler.
These stories, they're like echoes of their society's ideals.
They are indeed. And the beasts, creatures like the worm, a serpent, or dragon, symbolize the dangers lurking beyond the known world, representing chaos and destruction.
I suppose every hero needs a monster to overcome.
True, but these monsters also served as metaphors for internal battles, the struggles within one's soul. Now, imagine the dark forests and the misty moors, home to these legends, where every shadow could conceal a friend or foe.
It's a world that feels both terrifying and exciting.
A perfect blend for our curious minds. But remember, these myths were not mere fiction. They were the foundation of a culture, a way to understand the world and one's place in it. In the shadowy forests and along the rugged coastlines, the Anglo-Saxons found the sacred in the profane, the holy in the everyday. Their world was alive with enchantment, where every grove could be a gateway to another realm.
It's like they lived in a world where magic was real.
And in many ways they did, Olivia. Sacred wells and springs were thought to be blessed by the gods, offering healing and visions to those who sought them. Trees like the mighty oak were venerated, believed to house spirits and serve as a link between the worlds.
I've heard of the Yggdrasil in Norse mythology, the Tree of Life. Did the Anglo-Saxons have something similar?
They did, indeed. The concept of a world tree, a cosmic axis, was a common thread in many mythologies. For the Anglo-Saxons, it was more than a symbol. It was a living part of their cosmology, connecting the heavens, the earth, and the underworld.
A cosmic axis. That's a powerful image.
One that captures the imagination. But let's not forget the profane, the festivals and the feasts, where the veil between the sacred and the mundane was lifted, and the gods walked among men.
Were these celebrations similar to what we know of other pagan traditions?
In spirit, yes. They celebrated the cycles of nature, the changing seasons, and the bounties they brought. It was a time of merriment, but also of reverence, a reminder of the delicate balance between man and the divine.
It seems like their entire existence was a dance with the divine.
A dance that continues to this day in the echoes of their myths and the whispers of the ancient sites. Now, shall we step into the next chapter, where we uncover the rituals and runes that shape their world? Beyond the sagas and the supernatural, the Anglo-Saxons left us a legacy etched in stone and parchment, the runes. These were not mere letters, but symbols of power, each with its own meaning and magic.
Magic? How did they use these runes?
Runes were used for divination, protection, and even to curse or bless. They believed that by inscribing these symbols, they could invoke the gods' favor or ward off evil. The most famous of these is the rune poem, a cryptic guide to the meanings behind these mystical symbols.
That sounds like a spellbook from a fantasy novel.
In a way, it was, but it was also a practical tool. Runes were carved on weapons to grant strength in battle, on amulets for healing, and on memorials to honor the dead.
So, they were a part of everyday life as well as the mystical.
Exactly. And then there were the rituals, ceremonies that marked the passing of seasons, the sowing of crops, and the cycles of the moon. These rituals connected them to the land and the divine, ensuring harmony and prosperity.
It's incredible how much meaning they found in the world around them.
It is, and though the old ways have faded into the mists of time, the runes remain, a testament to a people who saw the world in a grain of sand and a universe in a rune. As we draw near the end of our journey through the mist-shrouded paths of Anglo-Saxon mythology, we find ourselves reflecting on the legacy left behind. A legacy that shaped the very foundation of England.
It's like they planted seeds that grew into the country we know today.
Indeed, they did. From place names to the days of the week, the Anglo-Saxons etched their mark on history. But their legacy is more than just words. It's a spirit of resilience and a fierce sense of identity.
And what about their myths? Do they still live on?
They do, Olivia. In the echoes of folklore, in the tales of the countryside, the Anglo-Saxon myths survive. Their stories of creation, of gods and heroes, of the sacred and the profane, continue to captivate us.
It's amazing how stories from so long ago can still hold power.
Stories have a magic of their own, transcending time and space. They remind us of where we've come from and who we are. The Anglo-Saxons knew this well, and through their myths, they speak to us across the centuries.
So, in a way, we're part of their story too.
Exactly. We are the latest chapter in a tale that began long ago, one that will continue as long as we keep telling it. And who knows? Perhaps 1,000 years from now, others will look back on our own myths with the same wonder.